Oh, congratulations, Houston. Looks like you're gonna win the Earl Thomas sweepstakes. Your defense is fucking horrible, so this move actually makes sense. Earl Thomas, still a decent safety, but he's got a personality that was too big for Baltimore and Harbaugh. So I'm sure he'll mesh just fine with old Bill O'Brien. Nothing gonna go wrong there. Yep, I broke that news. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. I can't even enjoy the fact that Tom Brady is trying to French his teammates anymore, Perna. This is the Broncos Infirmary, and if I can pick one play, though, to sum up how Broncos football fans feel this year, it is this. This play is Broncos football. To be fair to Jeff Driskel, his pinky probably just got in the way there, causing the ball to look like a Tim Tebow pass without any of the glory of God to help it sail safely into Broncos receivers' hands. Now, the Packers are 3-0, the Saints fell to 1-2, and is Drew Brees really washed? Or has he always just been a very clean short yardage passer, and we just never noticed because it worked? Either way, the Packers went into the Superdome and killed more Saints than the Roman Empire, and the Chiefs and Ravens. Monday Night Football, that was crazy. Or was it? Whew, it's good sports. Yo, I bet you're like, hey, what's that hat on your desk? It is 1876 clothing. This is not an ad. This is just a shout out for some nice guys that sent me the most Denver shirt you will ever see. You've got Lucifer, the crazy satanic horse, versus Old Blue, the bear. If you live in Denver, this shirt makes a lot of sense. Look, these guys just wanted to send me some clothes. And I said, yes, just send me a t-shirt. They sent me a shirt. They sent me a hat. They heard I was having a baby. They sent me cute little native Colorado baby clothes. And then another one, Craft Boob Snob. And more shirts. They sent me so much cool shit. This is a local company. We chatted on the phone for quite a while. They talked about their struggles through freaking COVID. So if you want to support business, local business, check out 1876. They hooked me up. And I really just thought I was gonna get a t-shirt, and I got a giant box of stuff. Really cool of you guys to do that. Again, that's not a paid ad. That's just me trying to shout them out. Good people doing good things. Now before I go into Brees and the Broncos and Monday Night Football, can we cool it with the tank for Trevor talk? At least let us get out of the month of fucking September. The cool new thing to do is for fans to give up on a season that's 3 weeks in, and then contemplate how hard they would have to tank to end up with the first pick and win Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence. I've seen it from Broncos fans, Eagles fans, Giants fans, even Vikings fans. Just give it up, you defeatists. Have some pride. If you think anything is going according to plan this of all years, buddy, I've got some news for you. Tanking does not work. The Dolphins tried to get the #1 pick last year, failed miserably, and then still got the quarterback they wanted. Every team in the NFL is trying to win every week. It just turns out there's one team that's the worst at trying to win. It's so early in the season that some of those 0-3 teams are gonna win next week. Broncos and Jets play. And then the fans that were calling for the tank battalion are going to start doing a little bit of math to see what it's going to take to get their team into the playoffs. You're better off rooting for your team to do well. As much as it sucks to have your hope dashed in the first few weeks of the season, just root for them to do well. Tanking is stupid in the end. Wait, what? Oh, fuck no. Fuck no. Jurrell Casey is out for the season with the biceps tear for the Broncos. All right, baby, it's time for the Broncos to go all in for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, tank for Trevor, yeah, lose all those games. I think I saw Ryan Koenigsberg over my friends at DNVR tweet that 29% of the Broncos salary cap is now on IR. Now, as if Sunday weren't soul-crushing enough, today, we got the news that Jurrell Casey's season is over with that biceps tear. Usually, This would have really made me sad, but now it's like pouring a single can of gasoline onto the lake of fire. One of the only positives I could find from the Broncos-Bucks game was the fact that no one got hurt. So naturally, this would happen. And the Broncos are already missing Draymond Jones, so they'll probably need to find another guy from the street, sign that free agent, and then keep Deshaun Williams on the active roster. Now, I'm pretty sure Trey Parker and Matt Stone cursed the Broncos, as good as their intentions were, by filling the empty stands with South Park's cutouts. I do like this photo better than the first one I showed you, not for any reason other than the framing. This one is far more pleasing, speaking from a photographer's perspective of working Butters into the picture. I mean, your eyes dart right there to Butters. And thanks for describing exactly how we feel, Cartman.
I no longer have any connection to this world. I'm gonna go home and kill myself. Goodbye, friends.
What is the Broncos' biggest problem? Injuries. Second biggest? No backup quarterback named Nick Foles on the roster. Or Nick Mullins. You just need a backup named Nick, and they will play well. Instead, the Broncos just got a Jeff, who does not have the ability to elude sacks. Denver has allowed 13 sacks through 3 games. That's tied for second worst in the league with the Texans, as both Denver and Houston can still say they suck less at protecting the QB than the Bengals, leading the league. So now we have to wait and see if Jeff Driskel or Brett Rypien starts on Thursday night. We know Bortles is out of the question, but one of those guys... I would like to thank Fox for labeling Broncos-Bucks as America's Game of the Week. Even though Denver was without 2 of their best defensive players and 3 of their best offensive players, including the quarterback. Let's call Tom Brady playing one of the most decimated rosters America's game. Nothing like watching a greedy, wealthy, middle-aged white man exploit the less fortunate. Thanks for staying on brand, Fox. Now, when teams lose their starting quarterback, they're usually worse. When they lose 5 of their best players, 6 now, in 2 weeks, they will look like the Broncos looked on Sunday against the Bucs. And when they make underwhelming offensive coaching hires like Pat Shurmur, who couldn't make a game plan for Jeff Driskel if he copied it straight from Kyle Shanahan's playbook, you get an unmitigated disaster. A willingness to adapt, something I fear the Broncos coaching staff doesn't have. Now, for the second week in a row, special teams was atrocious. 'Twas a blocked punt for the Bucs. They blocked the punt while being held, so a double dip of screw up by Denver in the first quarter. Making matters worse, Tom Brady got his first touchdown pass after throwing a 4-yarder to Chris Godwin, who fought like hell to get the ball across the goal line on 3rd down. Inches away from a stop, and the Broncos are officially dying by inches. They're also just fucking dying. Now let me highlight the one positive offensive drive from the Broncos. Because there was one. It was their lone touchdown drive when Jeff Driskel attacked a reeling Bucs defense in a 2-minute offense prior to the conclusion of half 1. Now he succeeded when the Bucs stopped blitzing, just like Brett Rypien at the end of the game in garbage time. A couple quick passes from Driskel to get him cooking like Molto Mario to Russell Wilson as Rachel Ray. A single touchdown on the day for the Broncos in what was otherwise a kitchen nightmare. How do you like that paragraph? You know it's truly an unbearable game when I can't even thoroughly enjoy a touchdown highlight segment. Please, something, make me feel better.
And beating essentially the double team, also getting to Donovan.
Okay, that helps a little. Shelby Harris. He could have been a big dick candidate had they won. Yeah, show me more Tom Brady mess ups and put some fun music under it. Brady can't even hand off right, old man. Hey, Tom, what's bigger, your age or your social security number, idiot? Oh, nothing like Brady going down behind the line of scrimmage to cure what ails me. I won't even bitch about him not getting flagged for intentional grounding because the refs were correct. Technically, there was a Buccaneers wide receiver on the field somewhere. Now, I did thoroughly enjoy the Broncos halftime show featuring legend, Mr. Big Dick originator himself, Eric Decker. Decker posted this salacious photo on Instagram. Well, Decker, I see you, and it would be unfortunate if somebody took your real-life perfect body and photoshopped someone else's head on it. Now, the worst part of seeing Tom Brady succeed in Tampa Bay is knowing his center, Ryan Jensen, attended college in my old stomping grounds of Pueblo, Colorado. Pueblo, often referred to as the unwashed, unshaven armpit of Colorado. Jensen went to college there, and now he is butt sweating on Tom Brady's hands in easy Buccaneers victories. I do respect Ryan Jensen's no tolerance policy for shitty drivers on Twitter, though. Saints. I love the Drew Brees is washed conversation because I honestly don't know. This is how Drew Brees has mostly played the last few years. It just sticks out right now when the Saints lose. And sans Michael Thomas. PFF posted this stat: Brees only had 10% of his throws go 15 plus yards downfield against the Packers. That's the lowest in the league. But the real issue is the Saints defense can't stop opposing teams. Doesn't matter if all you do is throw short? No, it worked for Tom Brady for 20 years, and Brees did have 5 more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers in this Sunday night game. Each had 3 touchdown passes. Rodgers just makes it look so much cooler, so much cooler. The story of this game was Rodgers' willingness to go long, starkly contrasting Brees' inability to do the same. Aaron Rodgers is making a star out of Allen Lazard, while Drew Brees is struggling to get anything going with Emmanuel Sanders. The Saints and the Packers were both missing their top receivers in this game, but it was the Packers who were able to adjust, while Drew Brees treated the line of scrimmage like his personal bitch. Brees found Alvin Kamara 13 times for 139 yards. That's a typical stat line for Michael Thomas, not their running back. Out of Brees' 29 completions, only 10 of them went to wide receivers. I will say Kamara's 52-yard touchdown in this game is an apt metaphor for the Saints' offense. Brees loads up as if he's going deep, and then ends up throwing behind the line of scrimmage to Kamara, who has to break a tackle immediately, get some help from one offensive lineman, maybe the only offensive lineman in the NFL who likes sprinting downfield, and then does all of the work himself to find his way into the end zone, breaking about 5 tackles in the process. The Saints kept this game close. It was ultimately a failed onside kick attempt that effectively ended the game, and then seeing Chris Collinsworth's son Jack do the post-game effectively ended my desire to watch any more TV for the night. Hey Dad, I kinda need a job. Sure son, you can be on NBC if it'll get you out of my fucking basement. And the final game of the week, well, Patrick Mahomes is still undefeated in September, and the high-powered Ravens still can't beat the Chiefs. The 2 best teams in football right now are the Chiefs and probably the Packers. Is a rematch of Super Bowl I in the works? Who knows, but Mahomes was essentially perfect on Monday night. 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and looked about 8 times better than Lamar Jackson. 8 times is correct because I did the advanced stat math, as Lamar finished with his lowest passing yards ever in the NFL at 97. Now the Ravens' only touchdown in the first half was the result of an impressive kick return taken the distance by Devin Duvernay-Tardif. Was this the first of the season? And is he Laurent Duvernay-Tardif's chief physician? Other than that, the Ravens' defense looked like they forgot that they were supposed to cover every Chiefs receiver. Mahomes does what Mahomes always does well, which is buy extra time, which he can now afford for all eternity, and then accurately throw the ball to whichever fast guy gets wide open, or also Travis Kelce. His most impressive throw was this back of the end zone flick that Tyreek went up and air cradled with surprisingly gentle hands for the TD. He also laid down a 60-yard bomb to Mecole Hardman, who the Ravens would cover nevermore. Hardman had 10 yards of separation and Mahomes made a hell of a throw, but I don't see the need to insult him, Pro Football Focus. Mahomes isn't human. What are you saying he is? A disgusting alien like Alf? An amoeba? Let's not make football political, okay guys? Stick to calling humans jackasses like the rest of us. Now the thing that surprised me in this game was the Ravens' defense laying a bigger shit than even Andy Reid's private bathroom has ever seen. The pass rush was spotty and couldn't close when they did break through, and I mentioned the coverage looking like a high school team still drunk because Chad's parents went to Sandals Resort, leaving him in charge of the house for the week. Also, the Ravens made a lot of uncharacteristic plays, penalties, drop passes. I mean, even the sure-handed Mark Andrews dropped a tutty in the third. Jackson missed on a few throws he normally hits. We kind of missed on a lot of throws. The whole team was just off. I thought the Ravens defense would be the difference in this game, and the Chiefs defense was actually the difference. It also doesn't help when you as a defense have to defend fullbacks getting shovel passes and offensive linemen sneaking into the end zone. Eric Fisher caught the touchdown that would ultimately break the Ravens' spirits, and probably their backs if they actually tried to tackle that giant human. He did become the first #1 overall draft pick to catch a TD pass since Keyshawn Johnson, and Andy Reid is still the most creative coach and man to beat in the league. And now he is laughing behind a very, very protective face mask. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Subscribe here on YouTube. That is what you have to do. Or watch yesterday's best and worst entire recap of the NFL.